Hello everyone, Emily here from Centre Bliss Flowers. So I thought I would just chat with you today about what plants I'm starting now that should be flowering for Mother's Day for me. What I'm starting now and also what I've started in the last few weeks and what I've put out into the ground already. So I'm just going to plant here while I chat, so hopefully I can keep on track and do two jobs at once.
My cat.
Ignore the chatterbox in the background.
My cat.
Playing with punnets. So here today I'm starting, it's the 1st today, 1st of February. I'm starting my snapdragons. So hopefully I plan on trying to have a big lot of snapdragons ready for Mother's Day. Didn't bring any scissors with me now, and I have a packet I need to open. Snapdragons are really hard because they've got such tiny seeds. So snapdragons are supposed to take 15 weeks, which it's like just over 14 weeks to Mother's Day. So it'll be a stretch. I think my plan is to maybe pinch like half them and leave the other half and hope one half at least will be flowering for Mother's Day. But we'll see. I do have to admit I'm not great at, or up to this stage I haven't been great at planning out to have stuff flowering for certain or particular days or particular times. And Valentine's Day is a good example of that because I'm going to have nothing really. But I mean that's partly because I've got terrible plague of thrips at the moment and they're destroying any flowers I do have. Otherwise I probably would have had a good amount of dahlias at least. But I do have some bugs coming to hopefully help me with that. I've got more coming tomorrow and that's like nearly a couple of weeks out, so hopefully they might have them under control by then. Alright, so let's get on to what I'll be starting or what I hope to have flowering for Mother's Day. So I started asters on Friday. It's now Tuesday, so I started them on Friday. They're supposed to take 14 weeks to flower. I haven't had huge success with asters in the past. They just don't get long enough stems for me, but I'm pretty sure it was last year for Mother's Day I had quite a few asters. The stems were quite short, but they were long enough to use in arrangements, and I did quite a few arrangements for Mother's Day last year. So I'm hoping even if they're long enough for arrangements would be good. What else am I starting? So I'm starting snapdragons now. I'm also starting well, everyone calls them something different, but they're helichrysum or everlasting daisies, paper daisies, whatever you want to call them. So it'll be first time growing those. I think they take around 13 weeks. So I'll be starting them in the hope that they'll be flowering. And I'm also starting some other stuff, but it won't be flowering for Mother's Day. So I need to start, I don't know how it'll go, it's my first time starting growing sweet peas, but I need to start them. I don't know if it's going to be too hot and it'll be an epic fail. I have to start them now for them to be flowering before it gets too hot because they take 26 weeks. So I need to get them going now so they're flowering sort of for the end, through the end of winter, start of spring. If I plant them, I'll plant one lot this month and then I'll plant another lot the start of next month. So hopefully if this lot doesn't work, the next lot will work. If they, yeah, anyway, we'll see how we go. They might not work at all, but it's worth a try. So I'll be starting those, and also hollyhock, because they take the same amount of time as sweet peas. What else am I starting? I'm thinking about starting Sweet William, but I'm not sure. I may start that. I don't know if it'll be ready for Mother's Day. I think that's about it that I'm yet to start. And then what I've already got planted out, I did have started a small patch of everlasting daisies. I put them in probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I just direct sowed them. So they're coming up nicely. So hopefully I'll have those flowering before Mother's Day. And also put some calendula in, but I've had trouble. The germination on the calendula just hasn't been great for me. I think I shouldn't technically be planting calendula for another couple of months, or not until March at least. I think they only take 8 weeks from memory, so I may be able to plant some at the start of March, and they may possibly still be flowering for Mother's Day. Or not, because Mother's Day is early May, so they probably wouldn't be. I've planted out some chocolate lace and some Queen Anne's lace, so that'll be touch and go whether they're flowering for Mother's Day, but they should be. What else have I got out there? I've got zinnias that have sort of, you know, smaller, so they might be a couple of the Queen Lime series ones. My other zinnias that have been flowering for a while, they'll probably be exhausted by then. Oh, the other thing is Nigella. I was going to start Nigella. It takes, I think, 14 weeks. So we'll give those a go. And Echinacea. So Echinacea should, I think it only takes 14 or 15 weeks as well. So that should be, should have really, if I've planned this okay, and things take as long as what they say, which everything varies, I find, depending on when you plant it. Some things can take way longer than if you plant it at a different time of the year. It can take like what time it should, and then you plant it at a different time of the year to what you would normally, and it can take way longer or way less, just depends. And also will depend a lot on our weather. We've had quite hot, humid weather. We're supposed to be getting rain. If we get rain in the next few days, will help a lot, and hopefully it'll start cooling off a lot more towards the end of February. So yeah, a lot depends on the weather, of course. I might just go pop these on the shelf and come back. Okay, back. Had to do some shuffling around because I've got the asters inside, trying to keep them cool while they come up. Some of them have germinated pretty well, so I'll start moving them outside in under the shade area. I mean shade cloth area near the veggie garden. No, quiet please. And so my thought process with the asters, because I've had trouble in the past with them getting tall enough, I'll definitely be putting them under one lot of shade. Like I've got a roll of 30% shade cloth, so I'll definitely be putting them under one. I'll put one lot over them, and I'm actually thinking about doubling it to put over them to hopefully get them to stretch a little bit more, get a bit more height in them. And we'll see how we go with that. I can show you varieties in a minute once I'm finished here. So the Snapdragons, the one I just took in was Opus Lavender 3, and then this one is I think it says Chantilly. It must be the Chantilly Bronze. So these two I didn't grow last year, so that would be interesting to have some different ones. And then I grew some Opus and some Costa last year, a mix of both. And I found the Opus grew a lot better for me. They grew a lot taller, stronger stems. Don't please. And nicer, like bigger flower heads. So I'm just trying with these, for anyone that doesn't know, for snapdragons they have to have light to germinate. So you just put them on top of the soil, and then I actually take them inside under lights until they come up, because otherwise it's just too hard to keep them moist enough. You got to keep them nice and moist, and it's too hard to keep them moist out in the heat in the sun. So they're tiny seeds, but I'm trying to just get a couple per cell, which is quite hard. Something else I was going to say. Oh, I also have other things that could possibly be flowering on Mother's Day. I've got some chamomile that I've still got in trays. I have to plant out. I just have to prep the bed that they've got to go in yet. And also Achillea, Yarrow. I've got some that are already in the garden and getting sort of decent size, and then some still in trays that I'll be planting out in the next week or so. No, you can't do them, these ones are too tiny. And also, if I can get the thrips under control, I may have Lisianthus on their second flush of flowers for Mother's Day, or they may also have already had their second flush and be all over by then. We shall see. And that's as long as I can get the thrips under control, because my camera cut off. I ran out of space on my phone. So I was just saying, hopefully I'll have a good lot of Lisianthus for their second flush of flowers. I had the same problem last year. I could use hardly any of the Lisianthus because they were, the thrips just, I don't know, they love them and they just ruin them. So I've got bugs coming. Well, already got one lot I put out, and then I've got another lot coming hopefully tomorrow. 2 different types of bugs to get rid of the thrips, and also some other bugs for mealybug, because I've got a little bit of mealybug starting to come onto my dahlias. They were on my chrysanthemums, but I cut them back on the day before Australia Day to hopefully have, well, that's the other thing, to hopefully have them flower for Mother's Day. So also I got sidetracked when I was telling you what snapdragon varieties I'm starting. So I told you the first 2. So I've just done the Opus Apple Blossom now. So yeah, I found the Opus worked a lot better, or I preferred them to the other varieties, to the Costa. I also have Opus Pink and Opus Yellow that I'll be starting today, and then I've got some other colours inside, and actually one or two different varieties that I didn't try last year inside that I'll probably start. I may not start them until next month. So I just I need like 462 or something to fit in the bed where I'm going to be putting these, to hopefully have them for Mother's Day. So at the moment I don't have ideal tray set up. I just have these small ones which I cut. I'm pretty sure these were, I think there's 32 cells here, so it made it have been 64 cell trays, and I cut them in half because I had these bottoms, but they'd only fit half the tray. So at the moment they're 32 cell. So I try to, like, especially with the smaller ones, that you always end up with 2 or 3 or even 4 seeds to a cell. So ideally you have at least 2 plants come up per cell. So that's like 64 in this one, preferably, which isn't huge numbers. So I managed to find, I've had trouble finding, like, I like these size cells. Anything smaller I had trouble with, I think. So I found on a seller on eBay the other day selling the 72 cell trays, and they actually had the bottom watering tray, like the base part where you water from the bottom. They actually had those big enough to fit the 72 cell trays, which I've had trouble finding anywhere that has the bigger bases. Maybe it's just me, maybe you've got a supplier or someone that you know of that that does, but I had a little bit of trouble finding them in the past. But I found a seller on eBay, one seller on eBay selling them, so I might send the link to my sister, and she can link it down below in the description. So for anyone that maybe is looking for that, can go on and find them on there. So hopefully that'll make it a lot easier, because I can start a whole 72 cell tray. There'll be a lot more plants started, taking up a lot less area. So yeah, at the moment I'm just going to get these snapdragons started, and I'm actually out of trays. I'll be out of trays then, so hopefully those other trays are in tomorrow or Thursday. We get mail, but I'll probably have to go down tomorrow to pick the bugs up. So either hopefully they'll be in tomorrow or Thursday, and I can start the rest. I would have preferred to have them started, but I only have, like I said, these trays. I'd have one more tray if I plant out my chamomile. But yeah, so that's about the story. So I've got a couple more to start. I've got the pink and the yellow to start. And do you get them stuck? I don't know if there was anything. I was going to go show you the aster varieties I'm starting. Don't think there was anything else to show. I'm not sure whether my dahlias will be still going for Mother's Day or not. I mean, it's the first year I've grown dahlias, so it'll be interesting to see what's happening with those for Mother's Day. So other than that, I think that's about all. I'll have probably sunflowers, because I've like always planting like successions of them, so I'll probably have sunflowers. I think that's about all that I can think of. Oh, I'll probably start some gypsophilia or baby's breath. I've got a couple of varieties of those, and they only take like 8 weeks. I think I'll have to double check, but I know they're like quite quick to go from like when you sow them to flowering. So I'll probably plant some, do some of those as well, hopefully for Mother's Day as a filler, or as another filler, because hopefully I'll have the achillea and the chamomile, and I may even have some feverfew. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the feverfew, struggling in the heat, so I'm going to cover one of the rows. Cover one of the rows of those with shade cloth as well, and hopefully help it along, because I've just cut. It's just had its first cut, and it's just sending out branches now. So if I can keep it a little bit cooler, hopefully that'll help them. But I think that's about all I have. So I might take these ones that I've just done inside and show you the aster varieties that I started and how they're going. I started them on Friday. Yeah, I think I said that on Friday. So let's go have a look at those. Alright, so you see my shadow there. Let's go down here. Just trying to shade cloth layer rolled out here, ready to put on that row of feverfew. So these are some of the baby achilleas I've got started here, and this tray is one I just, there's a rake in the road. that I just brought out, a tray of asters I just brought out to make room for the snapdragons. Sorry, let me move that rake. So these ones are, these seeds are, it's the Matsumoto, I'm not sure how you say that, Matsumoto apricot. I grew them last year, but I just bought them as plugs from, not the apricot I didn't grow, but the Matsumoto variety. I bought plugs from High Sun, but these ones I started from seed, so I hadn't tried any asters from seeds from High Sun, but I have got just about pretty close. I'd say by the time the last couple come up, it'll be close, pretty much 100% germination. This is the chamomile that I need to get planted out. Alright, let's pop in and check the other varieties out. So, I'm so bad at planning stuff, but I promised. So really messy room in here at the moment. So these are the 2 trays of snaps that I just started, and here we have is another lot of seeds from High Sun. So this is the balloon. I had them as plugs last year as well. Balloon rose, that one. So I've got, you can see a few up. Hopefully there's more popping up soon. I can't see too many more popping up, but hopefully they will. And then here is one I haven't tried before either. It's a tall peony Duchess mix. I think it was from Veggie Garden Seeds, that one. And then Perfection mix. There's a couple of them up, and a couple more popping up. Can't see too many more, but hopefully they keep popping up. And then these ones I grew a few of last year. I grew them, I direct sowed them, but I think they ended up dying. So it's ostrich yellow feather. None of them coming up that I can see yet, and I had the same problem last year with those. Those seeds are from the seed collection, so are those seeds from the seed collection. So yeah, I didn't have much success with these last year, and it looks like I'm not going to again, which is a bit of a pain, but that's about what it is. So yeah, I've just got them under this light at the moment, just trying to keep them cooler in this room. And then yeah, I've moved that one tray out. I'm just contemplating whether to move one of these trays out, so I've got room here for the snapdragons. But sorry, got a bit distracted. There's a weird noise. Yeah, so I just have them under these lights. I've got another one of these lights coming, because it's a bit of a stretch to reach out to both ends here. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully that is helpful. I'm in central Queensland, so there's probably a lot of these things some people wouldn't be able to start now, or if they did start now, it would be too cold by Mother's Day for you to grow them, or stuff like that. But it will give you a bit of an idea of what you may be able to grow for Mother's Day. But yeah, you'd need to get in and plant them, get them in ASAP, because time is running out. Because we only have, 14 weeks till Mother's Day. So anyway, yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, comment. If you have any questions, ask and we'll try to answer them. Otherwise, I will leave you and see you next time. Bye.